Sup everyone, J-Bone live here for Smash This Podcast. I haven't gone live in a while. Figure, why not, you know? Turn that down so I'm not hearing myself. And I'm also following the live chat tonight. So, if you want to talk some women's wrestling with me while I discuss this live, by all means, talk to me. So we're going to talk about a few things right now. We're going to talk about Ronda Rousey. We're going to talk about newly hired Candice LeRae. We're also going to talk about a departure from Impact Wrestling, Laurel Van Ness. But before we get into that, I want to discuss the status of this channel. I just got the notification today that I am no longer a YouTube partner. And yes, this is hot cocoa with a little bit of peppermint schnapps in it to drown my sorrow. No, I'm not that upset. I mean, does it mean I'm not making money on here anymore? Yeah, that's what it means. But you have to have 1,000 subs, and you have to have 4,000 yearly views on your channel, which is ridiculous. I've got over 100,000 hours viewed over the course of this last year on my channel, but I only have a little over 400 subs. So that knocks me out of the whole YouTuber partner status thing. So, is that going to change the way I do stuff on here? Probably not. I'm still going to do videos on here. I'm still going to do with, the new stuff I plan on doing, my J-Bone's Jacked Up Jukebox, my daily videos when I come on here and talk about wrestling, amongst other things I feel like talking about. And there is some other big news before I get into the women's wrestling discussion. I'm just going to touch on a friend of mine, another fellow YouTuber, has started a website. And I'm not going to give any big details right now. I'm just going to touch on this, and I'll touch on more in the upcoming weeks ahead as we get closer to launch. I am going to be involved in a new website that is going to have a lot of pro wrestling content on it. And no, I don't mean matches. I mean stuff like this. Vloggers, bloggers, and daily wrestling news bits. And I'm very excited about it. As we get more information, I will be, like I said, giving you more details about that as it comes out. So keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited about this. So yeah, let's get into the news. Lots of stuff going on. The hot topic obviously is all the new hires in WWE. So let's talk about one who has also made headlines that I did not. I did not include in the last video because when I made it, I did not know that she had officially been hired. Okay. The news broke like right after I did the video. So it's not like I was like, oh, he's only talking about men. He didn't talk about her. No, that's not it at all. He hates women. No, I'm married. I love women. People. So let's talk about WWE signing Candice LeRae. This is something that, as far as the recent signees, I honestly probably know least amount. The least amount about. There's really not that much peppermint schnapps in here, I swear to God. It's just been a long day. I'm a little tired. But I wanted to get this done because my week is quickly coming to an end as far as doing this kind of stuff. I got my kids this weekend, so that means I will not be on here. So I'll read a bit of this and then talk about it a little. WWE has signed, this is straight from WWE.com. You can go there and look at the articles and whatever yourself too. WWE has signed highly acclaimed independent wrestler and Mae Young Classic competitor Candice LeRae. She is regarded as one of the top female wrestlers in the independent scene. She's no stranger to the WWE universe. I hate that term. I really do. I know it's... that's another subject for another time, though. As she made it all the way into the quarterfinal round in the inaugural Mae Young Classic last year. Excuse me. She left her mark in the WWE while competing in the groundbreaking women's tournament, reigning supreme in her first and second round clashes with high energy performances. They know how to. Who writes this? They really do a good job at this. WWE.com staff. That's a very interesting name. She also vied for an NXT women's title opportunity last October as part of an over-the-top rope battle royal. I missed that one. I'll have to go back and watch that. And is married to, here you go, married to current NXT superstar Johnny Gargano. Well, that says it all right there. No, I'm kidding. That's the only reason why she got in, that son of a bitch. No, that's not, no. Standing at just 5'2", LeRae is known for not backing down from anyone, no matter how much bigger they may be. The spunky. I haven't heard that word said in a while. Spunky. I had to say it again. Spunky. Superstar has even battled heavyweights like Kevin Owens, dear God, and Cesaro. LeRae's tenacity and ability to endure punishment was on full display in the Mae Young Classic and will make her a competitor to watch in the WWE Performance Center. So yeah, right. She's no stranger to wrestling men. I can't claim that I've watched a lot of her matches. Her WWE debut in the Mae Young Classic is actually one of the few matches I've seen of hers. But one I can tell you I've seen was a video. I don't know if it's still up on YouTube. Sometimes they get taken down because of copyright stuff. I believe it was part of PWG, some show a few years ago. And it was her and I'm guessing Joey Ryan, because they have been a very popular tag team together. Very good together, by the way. I have seen them in, come to think of it, was it last year on Flow Slam? It was one of those late night shows, Beyond Wrestling or one of those, or Joey Janela's Spring Break, one of those, and they battled someone, and I can't remember who. Can't remember. Anyways, she ended up, they were facing this match that I'm talking about that you can look up. It's probably on YouTube. They faced the Young Bucks. And the part that everybody remembers from this is it had to be towards the ending. And I don't remember who won the match, but it got nasty. And I mean nasty. They ended up putting on a special shoe with tacks on the bottom of it and did a super kick to her face with this special boot or shoe or whatever. It had all the text on the bottom. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. One of the few times I've seen women in wrestling look worse than how men have looked as far as getting like roughed up or bloody or whatever. Oh my God. Stop. Oh, crazy. Complete mask of blood. Unbelievable. But yeah, she's known all over the indie scene. I know she's well respected. And yes, she's married to Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling. And yeah, so and she's not a spring chicken. She's like in her 30s, I think. But she is well versed in the ways of wrestling. So yeah, I can't wait to see how she does in NXT. And we'll see how far she goes. You know, she's spunky. The way she was kind of promoted in the Mae Young Classic, she kind of looked similar to like a Bayley. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. We'll see though. But I know she can be tough. I know she can be tough. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Congratulations to Candice LeRae. Now let's also talk about we'll talk about Ronda last. Where is there it is. Okay, so this is the tweet that went out a day or two ago from Laurel Van Ness at I am Chelsea Green. Thank you at Impact Wrestling. Thank you, Impact Wrestling. I will always be grateful for the opportunities I received and the people who had faith in me. Thanks to everyone, both in front of and behind the camera, the production team, and mostly importantly, my fellow knockouts. I have grown, as a wrestler and a performer because of the amazing locker room at Impact. I have been granted my release. I am excited for the future, and I can't wait to see what 2018 holds. So there you have it. She's currently the Knockouts champion on Impact Wrestling. So which means somewhere over the course of the tapings that just happened, she dropped her title. Lost to, I don't know. I didn't check the spoilers. You know, like I said, I read about a couple debuts. This whatever Impact put out there, a significant title change that they also promoted. But I have not heard about anything else. Other than as far as women, I believe Taya Valkyrie is back. One of my favorites. So yeah, she is gone from Impact Wrestling, and well, it's been in the news for several weeks now that she had asked for her release at the last set of tapings, but was not granted it. That's obviously understandable. She just won the championship. So it's like, all right, well, let's work on a storyline to get the title off of you, so to speak. Obviously, some kind of conversation went similar to that, I'm assuming. You know, you very, very, very rarely hear about people just up and gone. What's that? Yeah, Neville. Yeah, well, that's whatever. We're not talking about Neville. Production. What? Nothing. Nothing. So yeah, one thing that I do know in the regards of the romantic involvement outside of the TV, where we see her every week. Apparently, she's dating Mr. Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder, yeah. Who works for WWE. So maybe that does have something to do with something, and maybe it has nothing to do with anything. Who knows? I believe she did appear on WWE television before for something related to Daniel Bryan, something to do with, was it back when he was champ? A couple years ago? Something like that. 2 or 3 years ago? I forget. And the reason why I started looking at pictures the other day, it's like, oh yeah, she was brunette back then. She's blonde now. Obviously a completely different character on WWE television, a non-wrestling role. I will say, though, as you know, if you've watched me on this channel, and I have been talking a lot more about Impact Wrestling, and I've been watching it a lot more, from the last set of tapings up to, now currently. And she's crazy, and she does it well. And I'll be very curious to see if she takes that persona, which, according to Impact Wrestling, now you are allowed to if you are granted your release. Hence the woken universe. So, will we see crazy Laurel Van Ness show up all smeared to hell with makeup and crazy tattered wardrobe a la Wedding Dress from Hell or something? Who knows? Who knows? But she did it well. I will say that. I had become a fan of hers over the last several weeks, several months that I've been watching Impact on a regular basis. Is it a definite thing that she's WWE bound? No, I don't think it is. But a lot of people are assuming that. WWE already has quite the loaded women's roster. And I know they've got the Women's Rumble coming up. So, could we see an influx of new talent that has literally just been released from Impact Wrestling show up at the Rumble? She's one of them. Who knows? Who knows? Because I'm not sure as far as the number of current women roster wrestlers who are going to be in the Rumble. I think I heard a number something like 20, give or take a few. So that means that you got to fill, if you're going to do a regular Rumble, 30 people, excuse me, and you have to get a few more, whether it be from NXT, bring back some legends, and some of them are showing up for the 25th, Raw 25th, and that's what, next week? Next week. What's funny is my DVR told me that this week's Raw was the Raw 25, Raw 25th anniversary. And I was like, I looked at it. I mean, I watched it live, but then I was going to erase it after it recorded it. And I looked at it and I was like, wait, what date is this? It's, yeah, crazy. It's like, whoops, no, this is not Raw 25. So yeah, who knows? If she's free and clear, like EC3 is, can show up any place at any time, then maybe we will get a surprise and she'll show up someplace. Or maybe she'll show up NXT weekend. I have no clue. You know, I'm not, I'm going to take those thoughts with a grain of salt. You never know what they're going to plan if she's definitely going there. She's a good wrestler. She's got a great character. She might float around the indies for a while, do some other stuff, and maybe show up around Mania. Who knows? Who knows? But, she's, like I said, I am a fan of hers, so I'll be very curious to see where she shows up next. So now let's talk about the third of the women that I plan on discussing this evening. Miss, or is it Mrs.? Is she married now? I guess she's married. Sorry. Ronda Rousey. And I also wanted to do some research on this before I just blurted this stuff out the other day. Obviously, you're not going to get anything straight from WWE.com. You're not going to get a tweet from Stephanie McMahon or her hubby, Trips. Oh, yeah. Congrats. We just, the ink is still wet on the paper. We just signed. You'll get announcements about Ricochet. You'll get announcements about War Machine. You'll get announcements about Candice LeRae. And possibly, if we get any surprises, Royal Rumble weekend, we'll get some official announcements after that. But no one, no matter how much you tweet, no matter how much you at them, you're not going to get an answer from anyone in WWE regarding the signing of Ronda Rousey. Now, articles have come out from various websites talking about the dinner that she had with Triple H, that she was seen walking out of the restaurant together with him or separately or whatever it was. TMZ. Some saying that was a publicity stunt. If it is, it's an absolute genius publicity stunt. It's literally days before the Rumble, a couple weeks, days, whatever you want to call it. Everyone's talking about it. In fact, I think there's more people talking about the Women Rumble than the Guys Rumble, the Men's Rumble. And that's so weird saying the Men's Rumble. We've had 30 years of the Royal Rumble, and now we're saying the Women's Rumble or the Men's Rumble. It's crazy. And I don't mean that as a negative thing. It's just, it's like the Royal Rumble. Oh, well, which one are you talking about? What? Oh, yeah. There's two of them this year. Oh, my God. So, yeah. Articles have come out about Ronda Rousey officially being signed. One Twitter, PW Stream, reads as such. This is from couple days ago. The Ronda Rousey deal is done. No news on who she's facing at Mania. You think? The 4-on-4 horsewomen match is still a possibility. Don't expect to see her in the Rumble. Though, unless WWE are craving major mainstream attention. Hashtag Royal Rumble. Yeah, I just, and what's funny is the articles that I'm reading are from MMA sites. And I don't remember who it was. Some official fighter from some UFC fighter said the deal is done. It's like, okay. I don't follow MMA. I don't follow the UFC that closely. I know some of the bigger names. I hear about the fights. I've watched a few recently. CM Punk. Shut up. He does 2 count. Anyways. We'll talk about that later. Ronda Rousey. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, you're not going to get anything official from the WWE. They're not going to spoil anything, unless if she is at the Rumble and she makes an appearance. I wouldn't. Oh God, I don't know. I could see two different things happening at the Rumble. Okay. I can see her being in the Rumble. But then if you're going to have a name that big show up, you'd almost have to assume she has to win it. And if she doesn't, then that's already a knock against her. Not that she has to be undefeated like Asuka. But the other scenario is she shows up at the Rumble, walks through the crowd, distracts someone, and causes someone to lose. I'd actually like that scenario better, because that causes an interaction of, boom, instant feud. Not, she shows up in the Rumble and every single person she lands her hands on, she's going to fight this person at WrestleMania, she's going to fight this person at WrestleMania. That's how I would book it. And by all means, if you have an idea how you would book Ronda Rousey joining the WWE, how she arrives, how she shows up, surprises, whatever, put it in the comments below. Talk to me. Let me know what you would do. Love to hear it. So yeah, sum it up. Basically, it's official. But you know what? I have not heard anything from PW Insider. I don't know if Meltzer's talked about it. I heard all these other sites talk about it. Usually Meltzer is, and I'm not saying Meltzer is the be-all, end-all, but for certain things he is. So I'm going to have to go into the old PW Insider and see if there is anything on Ronda Rousey. Because usually he would say something. Maybe he knows and he's just not saying anything. I don't know. So we'll let the MMA sites talk all they want about this, and we'll just follow along carefully. And as we get closer to the Royal Rumble, we'll discuss this more between the men and the women. And I probably will do some kind of predictions on here next week. I don't know who I'll bring in for this, possibly some former Ramblers. possibly a Mr. CM Styles, or possibly someone else. We'll see. Depends on scheduling and when I want to do this. You never know who's available for what. So we'll see. We'll try to get a group in here for that. So that wraps up this discussion tonight on all the headlines going on with the women in professional wrestling, with the release, or not the release, well, you could say a release of Laurel Van Ness. She asked for her release and got her release. She wasn't, fired, she was naughty. The hiring of Candice LeRae and the signing of Ronda Rousey. Yeah, that's about all there is to say. So stay tuned in the days and weeks ahead. I will be dropping more information on the website I will be associated with soon. And who the partnership is with, and we'll do a formal announcement very soon on that. And so yeah, thanks for watching. I'm J-Bone. This is Smash This Podcast. Yeah, and give the video a like, give the channel a sub, share it with your friends and neighbors, and I don't know who else. Running out of ideas. It's late. I'm going to crash. I'm going to finish my hot chocolate and go hit some hay. Thank you so much for watching. Might have one more video coming tomorrow. We'll see if I have time. Got a house to get ready for the kids. But anyways. All right. Night, y'all. Much love.